Hey my friends, it's Dave from Beast Bodybuilding. Out here at the park, getting some cardio in. I hope everybody's having a great Memorial Day weekend. So, I wanted to talk to you today about something. Let me ask you a question. How old are you? Better yet, how old do you feel? I turned 51 this past December, and I can honestly say I feel better today than I did when I was in my 30s. When I was in my 30s, I was nearly 300 pounds. I smoked 2.5 to 3 packs of cigarettes a day. Could barely make it up 2 flights of steps without huffing and puffing. This is not a good thing. I had settled into a sedentary lifestyle. I ate pretty much whatever I wanted to, whenever I wanted to, and I was very unhealthy and very unhappy. I saw people that were older than me, that had more energy than me, and that were in better shape than me. And that depressed me even more because I had let myself get to that point. And I think when you get to that point, trying to get to a good place where you're healthy again, or healthy period, it's overwhelming because it looks like it's going to be so much work. It's going to be so hard. And that's the way it looked for me. I didn't know where to start. I didn't know how to start. I just knew I wanted something different for myself. I didn't want to be the way that I was, the way that I felt, the way that I even looked. I was self-conscious and ashamed of the way that I looked because I had let myself get to that point. And when I would look in the mirror and I would see myself, it was just depressing to me. I would think, how could you have done this to yourself? How did you let yourself get like this? And it just happens over time. You get comfortable and you get in a lifestyle where everything is, you just take it as it comes. You don't think about things in the way of your health and stuff, and usually until it gets to the point where your health is so bad that you have to do something about it. And really, in all honesty, I had surpassed that point long before then. So I knew that I had to make a change. I knew I had to do something for myself to make myself feel better, look better. So I started studying. I watched what other people did, and I realized very quickly, you can't just watch what other people do. For one, people are at different areas of their journey. Some are beginners, some are intermediate, some are advanced. You can't watch what people do and then try to copy it without the knowledge of how they're doing it, why they're doing it, and their form is so important. So if you go into trying to start a fitness program for yourself just by copying what other people are doing, more than likely you're going to wound up either injured or you're going to wound up so sore that you're not going to stick with it. Now, for me, it was do or die. I was going to succeed no matter what. And I keep trying. I keep pushing myself to go forward. Have I had setbacks? Countless setbacks. Have I had injuries? Oh, yeah. I've had both, and I still keep going because I'm not satisfied. In a way, I'm kind of a perfectionist, and I like to get stuff done and like to be perfect at it, even though there's really no such thing as being perfect. I try to keep going. And will I continue to have setbacks? I'm sure I will. Will I get injured? Possibly so. But I've got knowledge now to know what I'm doing, how to do it, and knowledge is power. So if you're trying to do it on your own, unless you have that much willpower, I suggest you get a personal trainer. So if you do have that much willpower though, and you want to try to accomplish it on your own, and you're dead set and determined, my suggestion is get as much knowledge as possible. Don't just copy what other people are doing. Find out why they're doing what they're doing. The reps, the sets, whatever it is that you're trying to work on and accomplish, get the knowledge to meet those goals. And if you have a setback or you have an injury, just treat the injury, look at the setback as something to help propel you forward, and get up and try again. Don't just give up. Now, has there been times when I wanted to give up? Honestly, sure. I mean, especially with the injury. The injuries are so devastating, or can be so devastating. That's why I said get knowledge. So that way you have less injuries. But the injuries that I've had were from not having enough knowledge and just trying to lift too much too soon. That's another problem. Men try to go at it full force. They walk into the gym with this ego and they try to lift the heaviest weight possible and then wind up getting injured or so sore that they decide they don't want to do that. You can't do that. You have to leave your ego at the door. 99% of people that are in the gym are just like you. They're trying to get to a place. They're on their own journey, just like you are. And 99% of them will be encouraging and positive and support you because they need and want the same thing. They need encouragement and positive support just like you do. So 99% of them are willing to do that. The 1%, don't worry about those people. But the injuries for me, they were time consuming because it took me a while to get back into my routine. And if you're not careful, when you have injuries, you can let those injuries take over to where you start getting too comfortable to where you don't want to get back into the routine. You can't let that happen. Now, I will say that another thing you have to do is be consistent. Now, there's been times due to injury, due to illness, which probably most of you know already about my bipolar and stuff, because I've talked about that quite a bit, and the sleep apnea. But there has been times where I've had a hard time because of those things. Those to me were setbacks, but they didn't stop me from wanting to continue and keep going. I pursued anyways because I knew that I was going to feel better, I was going to look better, have more confidence, and just be a better person all the way around, a happier person. Now, it's true that I talk about God, I talk about Jesus, and I have to give God the credit where credit is due. Because without Him in my life, I'd have no life. So, I have to give Him the praise and the glory for helping me when I couldn't help myself. He gives me strength to go on. So, I'm kind of long-winded here, but I just wanted to share this with you and say, you know, if you're wanting to try to start a fitness program, you're wanting to try to get in shape, feel better, look better, have the confidence, have more energy, be happier, then don't let anything stop you. Don't let anything hold you back. Don't let the intimidation of others, the intimidation of going to the gym thinking that you're the only one in there that looks like you, and you're the only one that's having a hard time. And there are many people that feel that way, and you can't let that stop you, because like I said, 99% of people in the gym are just like you, trying to get to their goals. So just start where you're at. Like I said, I suggest a personal trainer, but you can still go it on your own. As long as you've got the will, determination, you can do it. I would say get people around you, positive people with positive energy that can encourage you and support you. That's a major thing. Now, when I was started out, I didn't really have anybody that was into fitness, any friends that were into fitness. And I didn't really have the encouragement and support right there in the beginning. So it was, like I said earlier, do or die for me. Regardless of the support, regardless of the encouragement, I was going to do it. So I hope this has encouraged you today. I hope that it's made you think long and hard about doing something good and positive for yourself. And I hope you get out and do it. All right, my friends. Happy Sunday. Peace. Love you guys.